Hello and welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please hit the like button, the share button, subscribe to the Football Terrace, and really importantly, go into the link in our description below and join our Discord server right now. Numbers are growing massively. Best football community on social media. Get yourself in there and never miss a notification for another Football Terrace video ever again. We're here today to talk and explore into what it is that Ollie did at half time, the tactical change he made to stimulate, and that was the catalyst to this brilliant comeback against Southampton that saw the team trailing 2-0 at half time and of course ending the match with a 3-2 victory courtesy of goals from, of course, Bruno Fernandes and Edison Cavani, the new Manchester United number 7. So I want to start off here very early on in the first half and focus on the way Manchester United were playing and some of the problems that we have. You see here Alex Terrace trying to move the ball forward. He picks the ball up in the central midfield area and there's an excellent ball played on the inside for the run here of Mason Greenwood. Now this ends up leading to an opportunity, primarily because the Southampton defender, I don't know what he was looking at, but just doesn't see the run of Mason Greenwood behind him. The ball's hit into this space from Alex Terrace, and it does almost create an opportunity, but it was more by luck than judgment. The problem here with Manchester United's play is the lack of width, and for the majority of the first half, Manchester United lacked width. The entire area marked yellow is empty. This is where Manchester United should be looking to spread the play. You can see there's multiple players from Southampton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all in a very small area on the pitch, making it easy to close down the play. Now this does lead to an opportunity for Man United, but as we said, this is primarily because this guy here is fast asleep. But in any normal terms, any normal situation, this would have led to nothing really. This would have been very easily cleared and kicked away. And that's because, as we say, that entire area highlighted yellow is empty and devoid of Manchester United players. Now this went on for the majority of the first half. Under Ollie's fluid style of football, Man United like to make 2, 3, sometimes 4 passes only to get the ball into goal scoring opportunities. Now we'll see here again, you've got Fred and you've got Matic that are about to pick the ball up in the middle, well intercepted there by Alex Terrace. Fred gets up, he turns and he goes to pass the ball. Now Fred attracts a lot of the Southampton players in, which is important because Bruno Fernandes, as you can see, we're going to highlight him here, he is free in this area and he has this entire area in front of him marked in yellow to exploit. Now the ball comes into him, he hits the pass first time, and you can see there it's actually a great run from Mason Greenwood. It was the first time in the first half where one of the attacking players in Mason Greenwood or Marcus Rashford got themselves into a wide position. Now at this point, the ball's a bad pass. The ball should be aiming to go towards where you see the white arrow here being placed. It should go here. Anywhere into this kind of area here, and it's going to be absolutely fine. Bruno Fernandes undercooks his pass, it's easily intercepted, but it was one, as I say, of the only few times in that first half that Manchester United tried to exploit Southampton from by using the width. Still, the same process applied. We intercept the ball by our own box, 2, 3 passes later, we're in the attack. This is why it's often confused as counter-attack football at Manchester United, because we like to move the ball quickly, we like to get it out of our feet, and we like to try and it's almost spring in an air of surprise upon our opponents. But the problem with Man United in the majority of the first half against Southampton is we were exceedingly narrow. But I think this moment towards the end of the first half made up Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's mind about what to do in the break. You'll see here early on in the second half, just after kickoff, Man United are straight into it. They win the ball back quickly in the middle area. Bruno is highlighted in that number 10 role, and the pass is about to be put into him now by Fred, and it comes in very quickly indeed. You can see straight away at the beginning of the half a difference in how Man United are playing. You have Cavani, who we're going to mark here. We're going to mark him just here. He is looking to run into this space here. That's where he wwants the ball, either a straight pass or a ball looped over the top. Of course, that doesn't actually end up happening, to be fair. The pass is where the smaller arrow is, and he ends up passing it straight to a Southampton player, but the intent is there. But the area that I really want to focus on, and which is the most important in this scenario, is Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford here in this position is giving Manchester United width. He is giving Manchester United the ability in this wide area to stretch the play. It leaves a man over. So in this instance, as the ball, if it's played correctly by Bruno Fernandes into Cavani, Cavani may run through and be on goal. At the same time, Marcus Rashford with his speed is going to accelerate into the box, meaning if Cavani's in a good position to shoot, he will, and he may score, but he also has the option of Rashford coming from a wide position to finish the opportunity as well. The width is key. As we showed you in the previous clip, Mason Greenwood, the only time either he or Rashford did it in the whole first half was in about the 38th minute. Here, 38 seconds into the second half, you can see the tactical change that Ole made to open up this team, to give us more width and make us more potent. What's really interesting and intriguing about this is the simple fact that Manchester United were doing this the entire game against Istanbul in the week. You had Martial on the left and you had Rashford on that right-hand side, really spreading the play, and it's what made us so dangerous. The shock to most fans is that we decided to stop doing that in the first half against Southampton. Now we're going to take a look here at Bruno Fernandes' goal, and you can already see there's players out wide. Bruno Fernandes, you can see him highlighted there with the small black circle. He is going to look to exploit that space in the middle. But look, Cavani is off picture. You can't even see Cavani right now. He is so wide in the bottom right hand side of the screen. We also have Rashford up in this position, meaning that he is going to try and exploit this hand side. So we see this is 10 minutes, 15 minutes into the second half, and you can already see the width of Man United is remaining. Because Cavani has moved into a wide position just out of shot here where the cursor is, Bruno Fernandes has moved into more of a striker position. You also have Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's marked here, pushing up wide. Fred that's come out into this position, and of course, Donny van de Beek as well. The play is now being spread. Look at the width. Then in turn, look at the gaps and the holes in between these Southampton players. There's a lot more room to play the ball into, a lot more areas where the ball can be put into to create these dangerous positions. And there's somebody I really want to highlight. Because of this width and space, watch Ward-Prowse as this piece of play progresses. So the ball moves forward, played out wide to Cavani. You can see there, Cavani, who has spread that play well, like I've said, is in acres of space. There's so much room for him to move into. It's unbelievable. You then have Ward-Prowse now, who's highlighted yellow in the middle. He is in a very dangerous situation. Does he move towards Cavani to stop the pass coming in? Or does he stay with Donny van de Beek, who is loitering at the edge of the box? Because of the width and how Man United have now stretched Southampton apart, it's created a situation where marking becomes more difficult. They're not able to do what they did in the first half by compacting Manchester United in, because we're playing in a narrow way. The move is going to progress on. It's played in. Bruno Fernandes controls it, shoots, and he scored. But that comes through wide play from Manchester United, stretching our opponents apart and creating space. And finally, we're going to look at the final goal. And the reason I want to focus on this final goal, we're going to pause it right here for just a second. There's a few areas to focus on here. First and foremost, Marcus Rashford out wide. You can see him at the top of the picture. We're going to highlight him just here. Now, he's already stretching the play and giving Man United a different option, putting himself into a dangerous position. Southampton are tired. They're all very narrow. They're just trying to block off as much space as possible. But because they've all gone narrow, it's giving Rashford the run of the field on this left-hand side. Equally, this move has just been typified the whole of Manchester United's day. Quick, fast, pacey movements, 1, 2, 3, 4 passes to get the ball into the box. Neat, smart passes at the same time as well. Man United, the only difference between the second and the first half, there's two main differences. One, we played with far more width in the second half. You see that by looking at the touch maps and the heat maps at the same time. Plus, we were more clinical in front of goal. We actually finished our dinner and put the ball in the back of the net. But even the free kick at the end, what I loved about this is how it just typified everything about the day. Let's play 1, 2 passes to get it into the box. Let's make sure they're smart. Let's make sure there's good movement. We'll highlight that with Cavani later. But we spread the play. We spread the play to give ourselves more time and space. This move by Ole at halftime to ensure we were doing it was genius. The ball's going to be pushed out to Rashford here, wide on the left. I want to focus on this as well. Let's take a look here at where Vestergaard is. And this is a little note to the kids out there that don't understand how important running and movement is. He is exactly where he needs to be in terms of marking Cavani next to him. He's goal side. He's not quite touch tight, but he's very, very close to him. He thinks he's got him in his pocket. There's going to be no problem whatsoever. And then Cavani he delays his run. And you can see that not only does he delay his run, he stutters it a few times. He starts, he stops, he starts, he stops. And it means that Vestergaard ends up being too deep, and it allows Cavani to run into this space. We've freeze framed it here as he's making contact with the ball. There's now a good 4, 5, maybe even 6 foot between the two players when they were almost touch tight just a matter of seconds later. It's an excellent cross by Rashford. Why was Rashford cross easy? Because he had all the time in the world to play it, because he spread the play by dropping out wide, a tactic employed by Ole for the entirety of the second half. Of course, all of this is finalised by the brilliance of Cavani, a wonderful finisher, a striker that is proving a lot of doubters, including me, wrong that he does belong at Man United, even in the twilight of his career. But Manchester United pulled themselves back into this game. They pulled themselves out of the mire simply by becoming a bit more clinical in the second half, but that was helped by spreading the play, using more width, stretching their opponents apart. That's 2 games running now where Ole has employed this tactic in parts of his game, and it has yielded massive, massive success. For me, keep using Rashford and Martial in these wide positions, get Cavani through the middle as regularly as possible, and then get all 3 of your young strikers to watch and train and learn from Edinson Cavani over the course of the next 12, 18, maybe 24 months, because this man's movement is genius. And if we can spread the play, keep it wide, get more balls into the box, this man could win us a hell of a lot more games and many, many, many more points. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hit that like and that share button, and we'll see you all again next time. Take care. Good man's